really makes employees happy at work? Is it a high salary, flexible hours, supportive leadership, or even something deeper that often goes unspoken? Is there such a thing as happiness in the workplace in the first instance? Can you ever be happy in your workplace? Or have you ever enjoyed happiness at work? In a world where burnout is rising and loyalty is declining, organizations are asking a critical question. How do we create workplaces where people don't just survive but genuinely thrive? There is an old parable about a goose that laid golden eggs, driven by impatience and short-term gains. Its owners decided to kill the goose, only to lose the very source of the wealth they depended on. Many workplaces today are making the same mistakes the owner of the goose made in the relentless pursuit for productivity, targets, and profits. Employees are pushed harder and harder. They are stretched thinner and valued primarily because of what they can produce. But when we neglect well-being, purpose, and human dignity, we risk destroying the very people who create success in the first instance. I'm Toyin Adewumi, an organizational health and well-being consultant and coach. This is the podcast where I explore insights and strategies to help you thrive and navigate the professional world with confidence and clarity. On today's podcast, I talk about what no one talks about. This is where I confront the hard truths. I explore the real drivers of employee happiness, backed by evidence, shaped by lived experience, and grounded in what today's workforce actually values. Whether you are a leader, a people manager, or an employee seeking more meaning in the work environment, this conversation will challenge your assumptions and offer practical insights into building happier and healthier workplaces. Now, employees' happiness at work is influenced by various factors, each contributing to a positive and fulfilling workplace experience. So securing a good or dream job provides a foundation for ultimate fulfillment in the work environment. And today I'm going to share 12 key elements that contribute to employee happiness in the work environment. And the number one tip that I'd like to share with you today is that effective leadership and managerial support are elements for employees' happiness at work. Studies have shown that transformational leaders play a crucial and dual role in enhancing engagement and reducing burnout in the work environment. Thus, having leaders who are supportive and transparent, as well as managers who are approachable and offer guidance and support, are must-haves for employees' happiness in the work environment. The number two tip that I'd like to share with you today is the fact that team dynamics can shape happiness at work. And how do you achieve that as an organization? This can be through activities such as team building events, which can promote team bonding. Likewise, community involvement can also encourage staff participation in community service and social responsibility initiatives. Community engagement means the way a company works with and support the people or organizations in its work area. This can include things like volunteer programs, donations, partnerships, or offering resources to local groups. When done well, it benefits both the community and the company. For instance, Barclays Bank in the UK runs a diverse Barclays volunteer program that engages employees in financial literacy initiatives, mentorship, and environmental conversations, just to mention a few organizations. The number three point or tip that I have in relation to employees' happiness in the work environment is the fact that good work life balance can drive employee happiness. Initiatives such as flexible working hours can allow employees to adjust their work schedules to better fit their personal lives. Remember, most employees spend three-quarters of their waking lives in the work environment. So it is essential to ensure work-life balance in order to be able to achieve the happiness that employees are looking for at work. In the UK, for instance, from the 6th of April 2024, any employee has the statutory right to make a flexible working request from day one of employment. So they don't need to wait until the end of their probation before making this request, which will make it appealing to employees as well. Flexible working means making a change to the hours that people work, the times they work, or the place of work. It can include adjustments such as reducing um, hours to work part time, changing one's start and finishing times at work, having flexibility with one start and finishing time, or doing compressed hours, and so on and so forth. It can include remote working, job sharing, and such initiatives. The number four tip that I'd like to share with you today is that recognition and appreciation are crucial elements when considering employee happiness in the work environment. This can be done by offering constructive feedback and recognition for achievement, implementing reward system for outstanding performance are crucial elements for workers' happiness in the work environment. For instance, studies indicate that recognition significantly boosts employee engagement. Also, the NHS England operates under a staff recognition framework which integrates simple thank yous for daily work into its core people promise, acknowledging that social approval is critical for work engagement at work. Also, one of the NHS hospitals in the UK also has a peer-to-peer platform allowing thousands of staff members to instantly send hearts heart to colleagues for acts of kindness or going beyond their role. Likewise, there's another organization in the UK that hosts a dedicated thank you day featuring personalized cards from leadership sent to thousands of key workers. So this will go a long way in contributing to employees' happiness in the work environment. Mary Kay Ash, a popular cosmetic businesswoman, once said, "Everyone wants to be appreciated. So if you appreciate someone, don't keep it a secret. Make it known to all." The next tip that I like to give today, which is the number five tip, is that career growth opportunities are crucial element for employees' happiness at work. creating those opportunities for employees. For instance, providing access to professional development programs and resources. And I know that a number of key organizations actually do this to support their employees, offering clear pathways for career progression and promotion. For instance, in being in a dead-end job in itself means that there is no opportunity to progression, and it can be a barrier to happiness at work. My number 6 tip today is that positive work environment contribute greatly towards happiness at work. For instance, being able to foster a positive culture such as a culture of respect, trust, and inclusivity can go a long way. Encouraging teamwork and strong interpersonal and healthy relationships among colleagues are another element that can actually help towards this happiness in the work environment. We've already talked about team building earlier in the episode. The number 7 tip that I have for you today is that job satisfaction is a significant element in employees' happiness at work. This can be facilitated by fostering meaningful and impactful work that employees feel aligns with their values. This might involve providing clear job descriptions and expectations and thereby ensuring role clarity. People don't want to be pushed about in their role. They don't want to be in a position where from day to day they are not even sure what their job description entails. Today it's about this, and then tomorrow it's something totally different to what they have been employed to do. So it's crucial to actually ensure that people are clear about their job roles and their job description. The number 8 tip that I have for you today is that compensation and benefits are significant elements in employee happiness at work. For instance, offering fair and competitive wages is essential, considering the negative impact of effort reward imbalance on employees. Studies have highlighted the fact that several negative consequences are related to effort reward imbalance, which can include job strain, mental strain, cardiovascular conditions such as heart diseases. I'm not able to go in depth into that. I don't want to diversify too much, but I can do another episode relating to effort reward imbalance. If you would like me to do that, please just comment below effort reward imbalance. So, going back on track, comprehensive benefits such as providing health insurance, retirement plans, and other benefits are useful when considering what makes employees happy in the work environment. The number 9 tip that I have for you today is autonomy and empowerment, giving the employees the authority to make decisions within their roles can be a useful element when considering employee happiness. Studies have linked lack of control and autonomy to job strain and work-related stress, which can then open up a whole plethora of issues. So, allowing employees to take ownership of their projects, some of their tasks, or their task as much as possible can be a beneficial step towards employee happiness in the work environment. The number 10 point that I have for you today is that workplace facilities and environment such as a comfortable workspace, workstation, can ensure the physical space is comfortable and conducive to productivity, and thereby fostering engagement and happiness. I mean, I've worked with organizations where people have some chronic, maybe physical conditions that would impact on them with prolonged sitting. And some organizations would actually plan to refer them for what we call DSC assessments, display screen equipment assessment, where their workstation is assessed to see what can be adjusted to make them more comfortable. And in my experience, I've noticed that people who have had their workstation assessment, their managers have looked at the specialist recommendations from the assessment and have implemented, such employees are happier. But those employees where their employers have refused to even acknowledge their discomfort at their workstation, or even not acknowledging the reports or the specialist's advice offered by the DSC assessor, such employees have become really dissatisfied and unhappy at work. Basically, not just because the manager have not acknowledged their problems or the issues they are faced with in the work environment and the facilities they are using, but also because the organization have failed even to implement the list of the recommendations that could contribute to their comfort in the work environment. Such employees become so unhappy at work, they lose their engagement, and of what benefit is that going to be for any organization? In the same vein, providing necessary tools and resources to perform tasks efficiently is essential for happiness in the work environment. There's no point in employing workers to do certain tasks and the organization is not providing them with the right tools to carry such tasks out. Believe me, I've worked with numerous organizations in the UK and I've seen the good and the bad, or should I say the good and the not so good. So it is essential for organization to take on their responsibility in ensuring that employees are provided with the right tools and resources to adequately perform their task, or to perform their task efficiently and in such a way that would not make their health and well-being suffer. The number 11 point that I have for us today is that mental and physical well-being of staff are crucial elements that support employees' happiness. I mean, in the previous point, I've just been sharing some tips around, employees, organizations' responsibility in providing or implementing following recommendations relating to DSC assessment. For instance, offering programs that support mental and physical health, such as fitness classes, resources, and strategies to manage work-related stress, which can include counseling services, physiotherapy services, can support employee happiness at work. I note that quite a number of organizations now are beginning to offer basic physiotherapy support to their employees, at least giving them some exercises that they can start working on prior to getting an appointment with their GP or with the NHS, physiotherapy. This will go a long way in supporting an employee, and invariably it will contribute to better engagement in the work environment. Resources such as employee assistance program can also go a long way, and in my own experience, many organizations in the UK have latched on to employee assisted program, offering counseling that can deal with issues pertaining to work or issues outside of work, which can go a long way in contributing to employees' happiness in the work environment. And lastly, my number 12 tip for you today is ensuring job security or stable environment through stable company performance and clear communication about organizational changes is a key aspect of employee happiness at work. I mean, people don't want to just find a redundancy letter on their desk without any prior notice, no prior discussion or communication, one-to-one communication about it. It is not done. It is not right. Definitely, such employees will be really unhappy. An employee who is constantly experiencing fear and uncertainty about their job can experience chronic dissatisfaction at work, meaning that there's going to be less engagement in such jobs and productivity is going to suffer as a result of that. Organizations should note. So, in concluding this episode, when organizations focus on the factors that have highlighted today, there might be more, and definitely there are more, but these are the few that I'm able to share with you today. When organizations focus on these factors, they create an environment where employees feel valued, supported, and motivated, leading to higher levels of happiness, thriving in the worker's role, and overall job satisfaction. So the wisdom in today's podcast is that employees are an organization's greatest asset. And I want you to know as an organization that the power gap between employees and employers is closing in the contemporary workplace. Employees are becoming increasingly knowledgeable and aware of their rights. There are lots of external support for employees today. The competition in attracting and retaining the right talents in your business is also fierce. For these reasons, organizations must consider their values and culture in order to create a happy work environment for their employees. Organizations must consistently aim to do better, co-creating a happy workplace with their employees. The wisdom for employees in today's podcast is that you need to recognize how you perceive being an employee. You are responsible for your own happiness through your decisions and actions. I mean, you've examined the values, the culture of an organization, and you have seen that it doesn't align with you, and you're still there, or you still applied to work for such organizations. You need to be responsible for your own decision. You need to know your values. What makes you tick? Then go for it. Go find that organization with similar values to yours. I have always said that working in close proximity to home should not be the only box to tick in your job search endeavors. There's more. As an employee, it is imperative to know the values and culture of the organization you plan to work in or are currently working in. Ensuring that your values align with the organizational values is a fundamental step in being happy at work. The Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, popularly known as CIPD, states an effective workplace well-being program can deliver mutual benefit to people, organizations, economies, and communities. When people are happy and well, businesses can thrive and societies flourish. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Wisdom for Work. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend who might need this insight. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, knowing your company's organizational culture is an essential element in creating happiness for yourself in the work environment. Take care of you.